Hey friend, welcome back to my channel. My name's Molly and I'm a first grade teacher who helps teachers start and grow their own online tutoring business so they can earn an extra $1,000 a month using skills they already have. And one of the most requested things I get asked, or questions I get asked in general, is how much should I charge for tutoring? So today I'm going to lay that all out for you and help you be confident in what you end up charging and stop doubting yourself. There's a lot of things that go into how much you should charge, and I'm going to break that down today with 5 tips. So get a pencil and paper and be ready to take some really good notes. And go ahead and like this video and let me know if you are happy with your tutoring rate in the comments below, or if you're ready to level it up and charge more. Okay, so how much should you charge for tutoring? My first tip is to start with the end in mind. I always tell my students this inside of Tutorpreneur Academy, that you need to reverse engineer what your income goals are for the month to know how many kids you need to tutor. Starting with the end in mind is so smart, and it helps you really have a clear image of what your month is going to look like. So let's say you're like me, full-time teacher, your goal is $1,000 extra a month. It's pretty easy to get there with just a handful of kids. That's why I talk about that number a lot, because it's what my goal always is as a tutor and a full-time teacher. Can you make more? Absolutely. It just depends on how much time you want to give. So figure out that number, what's your monthly income goal, and start there, write it down. Okay, my next step is to decide on your hourly rate. So once you know how much you're going to make each month, you need to figure out how much you need to charge to get to that point. And this is a really tricky part because it depends on where you live. I've worked with tutors who live in the Midwest. I've worked with tutors on the North or the East and West Coast, and they charge a lot more, let's say in LA and New York, than somewhere in Missouri like I would. And it really just depends on where you live. But a good starting point, if you're a highly qualified teacher, start with $1 to $2 per minute if you're looking for a formula. You can also use my tutoring income calculator, which I'll leave in the description box below. It is absolutely free and it does all the math for you. You just slide over how many kids you're going to tutor and put your rate in, and it does the math completely for you, which is so cool because then you don't have to wonder, am I doing this right? So check that out. But anyways, $1 to $2 per hour, great place to start. Just depends on where you live. You can also reach out to other tutors and Facebook groups and kind of get a guesstimate of what they charge. But honestly, just figure it out on your own and be confident with it, because then you're going to feel more confident when you tell a parent or a client your rate. Okay, next, charge what you're worth. So I've worked with lots of tutors, and a lot of times they will be undercharging. And let's say they have a master's degree or 2 master's degrees. I have 2 master's degrees myself, and I have countless certifications. And I really think you can't doubt that you're a highly qualified teacher, because if you do, then you're not going to be charging enough, and then it's not going to really be worth your time. If you're not meeting your monthly income goals, you're going to get burnt out quickly and stop tutoring. And it should be something that reinvigorates you, makes you like teaching even more, and gives you that one-to-one with students that you don't often get in the classroom. So charge what you're worth. All right, next, factor in your time that you spend tutoring and prepping and driving too, if you're going to people's homes. So think about that. Is a half-hour session worth X for you based on the effort that you're putting into it? Because you really do need to think about the time that you take to prep. It does get easier over time. And if you start to streamline your business and tutor pods, which I have lots of blog posts about this and YouTube videos, then it could make it easier on you to charge a higher rate and tutor less over time. But just think about the time that you are prepping and driving and actually tutoring, and make it worth your while. Like I said before, you don't want to get burnt out. All right, my last tip is don't doubt yourself. I said this before, but don't doubt yourself. If you are telling a client your rate, you need to be confident with it, because they can feel your lack of confidence, and it's not going to come across like you know what you're doing. So confidently say, I charge blah, blah, blah. This is why I recommend having a services page on your website, as well as a survey to fill out, so that if someone is going to the step of filling out your survey to work with you, you could have an option that says, I charge blank for this amount of time. Do you feel this is worth the investment? And if they check no, then I don't even know that I would do a discovery call with that person, because they're just going to waste your time. But if they say yes, then it's worth it. So remember that you need to be confident with your rate. All right, so those are my best tips for figuring out how much you should charge for tutoring. Please like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe to the channel so you can be the first to know when I put new videos out. Tell me what your tutoring rate is in the comments below, and don't forget to check out my tutoring income calculator, which is 100% free, and figure out your ideal tutoring rate so that you can make what you're worth and feel confident when you book your next tutoring client. I'll see you next time.